What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fuzzy Fitness. So what did the Olympia 2022 prove to us? Anything can happen in bodybuilding. The predictions are all good for fun and games. No matter how great is someone's eye for bodybuilding, anything can happen. Anything can go wrong. Like Rami dropping down from 1st to 5th spot. That is a perfect example of that. So I'm gonna give my picks for men's open bodybuilding based on my instincts. So unlike other predictions where they start from number 10, I am gonna start with number 1. I believe the winning champion Hardi Chopan is gonna repeat and get his second Sandow. The reason, he has that muscle density, he has that unique muscle maturity that nobody else has in this lineup. Plus, if we look at some of these comparisons with Linford even from last year, even though he is a bit boxy in comparison, relatively, and a little blocky, but the man flows really well, especially when he is in pose, especially when he is in the shot. Just take front double bicep for instance. Even standing right next to Derek, who has the smallest waist in bodybuilding, Hardi was very comparable last year. One more thing is that he is a master of hitting those mandatories. Show me a single video where Hardi lets his stomach go on stage. I bet you won't find one. And lastly, it all comes down to conditioning, which many of us believe is the biggest aspect of competitive bodybuilding. And no one is touching Hardi in conditioning department. So because he has no weak points, and because of his consistency with conditioning, I have Hardi Chopan winning the show again. I have Derek Linford in second spot, which by the way was the hardest call to make. He had few first place votes even last year, and he had one full year to grow to make some great improvements. But you have got to keep something in mind. Last year Hardi Chopan was not at his career's best, which most likely is gonna happen this year. Yes, I know Derek is gonna smoke Hardi Chopan from the back. Actually, he's gonna smoke everyone in that back double bicep shot. But there are 6 other poses as well, in which Hardi and Derek are very much comparable. And the thing is, people are expecting to see the same level of hardness and conditioning from Derek Linford as Hardi Chopan. But that, I believe, is just too much to ask for in just 1 year. In third spot, I have the reigning Arnold Classic champion Samson Da Silva. Samson has the ability to win this entire show. He has the height, the thickness, the width, and he is one of a kind with his height. So he is gonna stand tall on the stage. And third place is gonna be a huge win for Samson. Remember, this is only his second Mr Olympia. His back has came up a lot in this year. He has been able to create more cap delts. So there really is nothing negative to say about Samson. So why he is in the third on my list? Because I'm not sure if they will have the same level of conditioning as Hardi or Derek, because we all know about Samson's skin. He just doesn't have that kind of skin quality just yet. In fourth place, I have former Mr. Olympia Brendan Curry. It was Dorian Yates who passed some very harsh comments about Brendan Curry the year he won Mr. Olympia. That by Dorian standards, he was in a 6 weeks out condition. So Brendan Curry has been getting these high placings because he has plenty of size and he has unbeatable shape. But there has always been a big question mark on his conditioning. If he tries to come in shredded, what the judges are expecting from him, he might end up losing size on his legs. And there is literally zero margin for Brendan Curry there. The guys he is going up against, they are young, they are more hungry. And you bet that they have made more improvements than Brendan Curry this year. In fifth place, I have Mona Lisa of bodybuilding, Andrew Jacked. The closest thing possible to the legendary flex wheeler in our time. Andrew is gonna set the tone by being the first one to hit his amazing front relax shot. The reason he is at 5th is that he turned pro just 1.5 years ago. It is crazy to see Andrew's transformation in such a short time span, but he lacks some thickness in those side shots. His upper back looked a lot more improved at Texas Pro compared to the Arnold Classic, but he is still behind in those hamstrings and glutes. Andrew Jack will be unstoppable when he brings up those weak points, and it is gonna happen sooner or later. But the thing is, he isn't quite there just yet. I have Hunter Labrada in 6th spot. So keeping Texas Pro in perspective, and how Andrew was able to beat probably the best Hunter Labrada to date, I do think that he was better at Tampa Pro. So I don't see Hunter Labrada beating him again if both of them are actually at 100%. Structurally speaking, Hunter is at a disadvantage against these guys who are ahead of him. I'm sure he worked a lot on his posings and controlling that midsection after getting that feedback from the judges at Texas Pro. He was in a very solid condition at Texas, So how much he can improve on that? That is the big question. I do, however, believe that Hunter has the capability to cause some big upsets, because people just do not realize how big this guy really is. I have Michael Christo in the 7th spot. I don't see any scenario in which Christo is out of the top 7. In fact, his battle with Labrada is the one to look forward to. Christo is a monster. After Nick Walker dropping out, he is gonna be the biggest, the freakiest guy in this lineup. And Christo has proved to the bodybuilding world that he is capable of getting in that extremely impressive condition. We saw that at Emperor Classic Spain. However, there are still some gaps in his physique. And that is mainly the reason he will be just on the edge of that first call out. He will most definitely get a great reaction from the crowd. People love to see the size and freak factor. I have Regan Grimes at number 8 spot. And I'm gonna be really honest here. Some of these guys will place high, because the lineup now lacks the depth. Imagine Big Ramy, Nathan Diasha, Rafael Brandao, Behrouz Tabani, Nick Walker, and a number of guys who are missing this year. So Regan has a great overall structure, very balanced top to bottom, and he seems to have improved in the conditioning aspect as well, since winning Europa Pro Spain. A decent conditioned Regan, he might beat better conditioned guys than him, based on his superior structure and aesthetics. I have Hassan Mustafa in 9th place. It was a hard-fought battle with him and Ian Valier at Toronto Pro earlier this year. And keep in mind, Hassan Mustafa pushed Ian like crazy for the win. But he just wasn't able to duplicate that same look in the later shows. But this proves that Hassan has the ability to crack top 10 if he comes in at his all-time best. And yes, I know that is a big if. He is one of the most muscular guys in this lineup, so size is definitely a plus for him. So he is in my top 10 list. Lastly, the spot number 10. I have 3 guys fighting for this place. I think it is gonna come down between Charles Griffin, Tony Burton, and Andrea Presti. But I will go with Charles Griffin here. You just cannot count this guy out, because he will be one of the hardest, most grainy looking competitor on the Olympia stage. Yes, the packed here is a little distraction, but his side shots are deadly. His back shots are extremely impressive, and they might come up with something to hide that pecture as well, as much as they possibly can. So these are my top 10. Hopefully you guys will like this rundown. Do let me know what is the placing you guys disagree with, and also drop your predictions in the comments below as well. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.